Good afternoon, everybody. Welcome back to Cilinix Crypto. Hope you're all doing great and welcome to your middle of the day market updates. Very much needed today because we actually got some nice bullish momentum right here. After we got some positive news. So we'll talk about that news. We'll talk about Bitcoin here. We'll talk about whether this is actually sustainable or that we will just drop back down before you know it. And then we'll talk about some altcoins. I mean, there's some altcoins that were quite interesting over the course of this afternoon. Look, you can see quite a few were uncorrelated to Bitcoin, right? And those are ideal circumstances because then that means that you can make some gains regardless of what Bitcoin does. And I'm not sure what the Bitcoin dominance is still very, very high. But fortunately, there were some opportunities, and I still think there are some opportunities if Bitcoin can continue here. And otherwise, if Bitcoin is unable to continue this bullish momentum, we'll look for shorts. That's the beautiful thing about the markets. I think quite a few, like if Bitcoin is unable to hold the main breakout, I think the main breakout right here is above this level around 70,500. If Bitcoin is unable to hold this, we're probably going to make lower lows, right? So we're probably going below 68,700. And that gives quite a lot of short opportunities, but that's something for if we break down. For now, we're still relatively bullish. We got news, we got non-farm payrolls, unemployment rate as expected, 4.1%. Non-farm payrolls, much lower than expected, all right? And this is the bullish part. And I know it sounds weird because less payrolls is bad for the people of America. But what that does is that it drops down the dollar strength index, which has kind of recovered again. But initially it was a big drop, as you can see on the 1 hour time frame. And then we got some positive PMI numbers. Maybe that is what brought it back up. But in general, what you can see is that if you look at the asset markets, the S&P is up quite a bit. It also retraced, but it's still up. Nasdaq is up. Russell 2000 is up. So the asset markets are up. And then Bitcoin, technically, we already talked about it earlier this morning, was still bullish, as you can see, as long as we held this level right here between 69 and 68. So that was the main reason of the cause of the pump, the main cause of the pump. But now the question is, well, can we actually hold this level? This candle is closing in an hour and 10 minutes, probably an hour if you're watching this video straight after uploading. And I do think that we need to get some sort of a 4 hour time frame close, at least above 70,500. Because if we don't, then this just looks like the perfect bearish retest, right? And you also have to kind of think about it. I mean, a lot of big traders, a lot of whales opened positions in the last couple of weeks because of the elections. You can see the open interest is still very high. When is the ideal moment to offload those positions, to sell those positions after we got bullish news, all right? Which we got. So even though the news is bullish, I would say, overall, regardless of what the dollar strength index does right now, I would still be cautious, all right? Especially with this type of Bitcoin dominance, especially on a Friday, especially the Friday ahead of the elections, all right? So I'm not fully convinced yet. I need to see a break above 70,500. If we can hold that and actually see somewhat more of a volume increase, then I think we can still go for those all-time highs. Because the volume right now is pretty good. You can see the volume drop down quite a bit towards 36 billion, but then with the sell-off and now subsequently this pump over the course of this afternoon, volume has jumped back up. So if the volume continues into the 50 billions, that would be enough, I think, to push all the way up to new all-time highs around 74,000. But like I said, I think it depends a lot on the next 2 hours, right? Can we actually hold this level? Can we secure the bullish breakout on the 4 hour time frame? Like I said, the main level I'm looking at is 70,500. If we look at the 12 hour time frame, I think that corresponds. It's basically this level right here between 70,000 and 70,600. But I would say 70,600, close above that, hold that level, and we're golden. But if we're unable to hold that level, then unfortunately I have to say this is a bearish break retest, and we will at least revisit the lows. Now, when we're talking about altcoins, like I said, with the current Bitcoin dominance, I'm not too interested in altcoins. I closed most of my altcoin positions as well, or also yesterday. Now today I did buy some Solana. I think Solana actually gave quite a nice liquidation wick, as you can see. but this position is already in profit, right? And it's a scalp. So this is not something you can follow right now. And if you look at relative outperformers, you can see Dogecoin still relatively strong. Pyth, which is Solana beta, also quite strong. But unfortunately, it looks like everything is starting to correlate again. So altcoins, at this point of time, I don't think there are any interesting altcoins. Like if you really want to trade altcoins, I would stick to Dogecoin, I would stick to Sui, I would stick to Athena, I would stick to Big Time, and maybe as a wild card, Bico. All right, but those coins are volatile, they have volume, and they're a little bit uncorrelated to Bitcoin. All right, and that's what you want in uncertain circumstances like this afternoon. And uncertain is not necessarily bearish, it's just uncertain. But that's what I think you need to know for now. All right, those are my thoughts on the markets. If you do have any questions, of course, let me know down in the comments. But for now, thank you for watching. Take care and bye.